The RMS Titanic was branded by many at the time to be an unsinkable ship. However, if you look at history and conspiracies, it seems like the RMS Titanic was sewn together by bad omen and crucial mistakes from beginning to end. From forebodings of a tragedy to the ship's missing key, here are 10 mysterious photos before the Titanic sank. Number 10. The musicians of the Titanic. This snapshot captures the 8 brave musicians of the RMS Titanic, individuals whose names echo through history for their remarkable valor and dedication. Led by bandmaster Wallace Henry Hartley, an esteemed English violinist, this ensemble is remembered not just for their musical talents, but for their unwavering commitment during one of history's greatest maritime tragedies. On the fateful night of April 15, 1912, as the Titanic met its demise, Hartley and his band played on, offering comfort through their melodies to those facing the unimaginable. Wallace Hartley's legacy extends beyond his music. His body was recovered and received a hero's farewell in his native Colne, Lancashire, drawing thousands to pay their respects. His violin, retrieved from the wreckage, stands as a poignant relic of the disaster. The group also boasted talents like John Law Hume, a Scottish violinist known for his adept performances, and Georges Alexandre Krenz, a violinist from Paris with a flair for captivating audiences. The ensemble was rounded out by Percy Cornelius Taylor, a versatile pianist and cellist, and John Wesley Woodward, a cellist, among others. Survivor accounts differ on the ensemble's final tune, with some recalling the hymn Autumn, while others insist it was Nearer My God to Thee. Regardless of the song, their act of playing to the very end provided a semblance of peace in the midst of chaos. Number 9. The Unsinkable Stewardess. Imagine Violet Jessop, an Argentine born to Irish parents in 1887, whose life took her from the calm of the countryside to the heart of maritime legends. Her career on the sea started on the RMS Olympic Titanic sister ship, blending her nursing skills with her love for the ocean. But Violet's name became etched in history not for her profession, but for her uncanny knack for being at the center of naval disasters. The first misfortune struck with the Olympics collision in 1911, yet she emerged unscathed, her spirit undimmed. Undeterred, Violet stepped aboard the Titanic, finding herself amidst chaos once more on that ill-starred April night. Despite the shock and disbelief as the unsinkable ship met its end, Violet's resolve saw her through, surviving yet another catastrophe with a story that seems almost too extraordinary to believe. Number 8. Titanic Shipyard Number. Did you know that the Titanic's hull number, 390904, sparked one of the most eerie conspiracy theories tied to the ship's tragic tale? On the surface, these digits seem nothing more than a routine serial number. Yet whispers among conspiracy circles suggest a hidden message so bold it sends shivers down the spine. Legend has it, when viewed in a mirror, these numbers spell "No Pope," fueling speculation of a secret message intended by those who designed the ship, possibly sparking religious tensions at Harland and Wolff's Shipyard in Belfast, where the Titanic was built. The theory posits that this message was a deliberate act by Protestant shipbuilders to provoke the Catholic workers, leading to a temporary work stoppage due to outrage. The Titanic's history, its conception, construction, and disastrous maiden voyage has been pored over by historians and enthusiasts alike, making it a subject rich with verified facts and captivating stories. Among the myriad of theories surrounding the Titanic, this one stands out for its blend of mystery and horror, challenging our grasp on the truth. Yet it remains just that, a theory, as concrete proof to substantiate this claim has yet to surface. Number 7. The ship's good luck charm. Among the lesser-known passengers of the Titanic was Jenny, a shipcat tasked with keeping the vessel's rat population in check. Shipcats were not just practical, but also seen as bearers of good luck, with Jenny embodying this tradition. She roamed the Titanic freely, a beloved figure for her role in pest control and her charming presence. Jenny's story takes a mysterious turn with the Titanic's tragic end. While it's widely believed she might have gone down with the ship, some speculate that Jenny sensed the impending disaster. Known to have boarded the Titanic in Belfast and made the galley her home, Jenny had recently become a mother to a litter of kittens by April 1912, right before the Titanic embarked on its fateful journey. A fascinating legend suggests that when the Titanic stopped in Southampton, Jenny began moving her kittens off the ship, one by one. Joseph Mulholland, an Irish stoker who looked after Jenny and her kittens, interpreted this as a premonition of the disaster. He chose to leave the Titanic, crediting Jenny's maternal instincts for his decision. Whether this tale holds any truth or not, Jenny's story adds a poignant layer to the Titanic's history. Her fate, like many others, remains an enigma, wrapped in the legend of the Titanic. Number 6. Calfire. The tragic tale of the Titanic is often pinned solely on its infamous collision with an iceberg. Yet there's a lesser-known factor that might have dramatically tipped the scales towards disaster: a coal fire raging in one of its bunkers. This hidden menace presents a stark warning sign that the Titanic's journey was fraught with danger from the start. Discovered smoldering in coal bunker number 6 as the ship prepared to voyage from Belfast to Southampton, this fire was no secret to the crew. Investigative journalist Senan Moloney, delving deep into the Titanic's story, proposes that the fire significantly weakened parts of the ship's steel hull, making it disastrously vulnerable to the iceberg's fatal blow. Moloney's investigations reveal that the prolonged exposure to intense heat likely turned the steel brittle, compromising the Titanic's structural integrity. This theory finds support in recently unearthed photographs displaying ominous dark streaks on the ship's side, precisely where the iceberg inflicted its critical strike. The blaze, having ignited roughly 10 days before the Titanic set sail, continued to rage unchecked across the Atlantic. Despite this, the fire's potential role in the sinking was minimized or overlooked in the disaster's aftermath, with initial inquiries giving it scant attention. Number 5. Mummy's Curse. The tale of the unlucky mummy stirs fascination and mystery, weaving into the lore of the RMS Titanic's tragic sinking. Contrary to the spine-tingling moniker, this artifact isn't a mummy at all, but a painted wooden mummy board or inner coffin lid from the late 21st or early 22nd dynasty, unearthed in Thebes. Today it resides in the British Museum, catalogued under EA 22542. The story encapsulates a high-ranking woman, presumably involved in temple music rituals, captured in the artifact's intricate designs. Legends spun around this mummy board suggest it was aboard the Titanic during its first and final voyage, fueling rumors that it may have played a part in the ship's ill fate. Despite the eerie associations and tales of curses, the truth is enveloped in the mystique of ancient history and maritime tragedy, captivating those who delve into the Titanic's enduring saga. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In a discovery as haunting as it is mesmerizing, a camera plucked from the ocean's depths has given us a glimpse into the final moments aboard the Titanic. Among the photographs is a particularly poignant image, believed to have been taken by a first-class passenger. The photo shows an unknown woman aboard the ill-fated liner, encapsulating a moment of profound decision, the choice between clinging to possessions or fighting for survival. In the face of such catastrophe, the instinct to live surpasses all else. Yet the identity of the woman, her fate, and the story of the object she held remain shrouded in mystery. This single image serves as a powerful testament to the terror and desperation that unfolded in the cold embrace of the Atlantic, capturing the essence of human vulnerability against nature's might. Number 4. Crowd boarding the Titanic. As the Titanic prepared to set sail, a mixture of excitement and somber farewells filled the air. The difference between the passengers was stark. First-class travelers, adorned in their finest attire, boarded with expectations of luxury and comfort. Among them were figures of wealth and fame, ready to enjoy the opulence reserved for the few. In contrast, third-class passengers, many embarking on a hopeful journey towards a new future in America, dressed simply, their possessions reflecting their humble beginnings. This diverse group, including over 100 hopeful Irish emigrants and numerous Scandinavians, all shared the same dream of a better life. Yet as the ship departed, none could have imagined the tragic end that would unite them in history, making their heartfelt goodbyes on the dock their final ones. Number 3. The Dogs of Titanic. Embarking on a journey with pets can transform travel into an extraordinary adventure. Yet for the first-class passengers of the Titanic, bringing their dogs aboard the ship led to unforeseen heartache. When the Titanic set sail on April 10, 1912, it hosted 12 dogs, each the cherished companion of a first-class traveler. This eclectic canine crew ranged from an Airedale named Kitty to a Pekingese named Sun Yat-sen and a Pomeranian named Lady, among other distinguished breeds. Securing passage on the Titanic was a lavish affair, extending to the furry members of the family. The dogs lived in the lap of luxury, reflective of their owner's wealth. Smaller breeds enjoyed the comforts of first-class cabins, while larger ones stayed in spacious kennels on F-deck. These privileged pets were regularly escorted for strolls on the poop deck. An informal dog show scheduled for April 15th was a testament to the pet's pampered status aboard the Titanic, a showcase that fatefully never came to pass due to the ship's tragic sinking. Miraculously, 3 small dogs survived the ordeal, 2 Pomeranians and the Pekingese Sun Yat-sen. Their small stature allowed them to be discreetly carried onto lifeboats by their owners. Unfortunately, the larger dogs aboard the Titanic were not as lucky, highlighting a somber chapter in the ship's storied legacy. Number 2. The sole Japanese survivor. Meet Masabumi Hosono, the only Japanese passenger who lived through the Titanic disaster in 1912. Born in Japan in 1870, Hosono worked as a journalist before heading to the United States for further education. His journey back to Japan took an unexpected turn when he boarded the Titanic, setting the stage for an experience that would mark him for the rest of his life. Surviving the Titanic might seem fortunate to many, but for Hosono, it was a mixed blessing. Upon his return to Japan, he was met with scorn rather than sympathy. In a society that esteemed honor and self-sacrifice above all, Hosono's survival was seen through a lens of disgrace. The fact that many women and children perished while he lived led to widespread public condemnation. He was criticized for prioritizing his own life over the lives of others, a choice that clashed with the cultural values of his homeland. This scrutiny followed him long after the Titanic's demise, casting a shadow over his subsequent life. Little is known about Hosono's life post-Titanic, as he faced the harsh judgment of a society that could not reconcile his survival with their ideals of honor. Number 1. Lifeboats on board. Before the Titanic even set sail on its ill-fated voyage in April 1912, some observant individuals raised concerns about the insufficient number of lifeboats on board. Equipped with just 20 lifeboats, the Titanic was ill-prepared for a disaster of its magnitude, carrying far fewer lifeboats than needed for its passengers and crew. This oversight played a crucial role in the tragedy that unfolded. The Titanic's lifeboats consisted of 14 standard wooden lifeboats with a capacity for 65 people each, 2 wooden cutters that could each carry 40 people, and 4 collapsible canvas lifeboats designed to hold 47 individuals apiece. Combined, these lifeboats could accommodate approximately 1,178 people, merely a portion of the ship's total capacity. Yet, during the chaos, many of these lifeboats were not filled to capacity, further diminishing the chances of survival for those on board. Originally, the Titanic was intended to carry 32 lifeboats, which would have been adequate for the number of passengers and crew, assuming full occupancy. However, this number was reduced to 20 to avoid crowding the decks, a decision that complied with the maritime safety regulations of the time, which based lifeboat requirements on the ship's tonnage rather than its passenger count. Launching the lifeboats proved to be a lengthy and complex process, taking about 80 minutes to deploy all 16 lifeboats, averaging roughly 10 minutes per boat. The first lifeboat was launched with only 28 people, despite having a capacity for 65, as many underestimated the gravity of their situation and hesitated to leave the ship.